radio station because we believe in our future and we believe in our people together. WOVU 95.9 FM is your station, your voice, your community. This is the home of positive urban music, local talent, and information that fuels social and economic progress for all of us. We always giving back and always innovating and always keeping it real. You already know what it is. It's your boy DJ Chris Downs. You're locked into WOVU 95.
WOVU LP Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're rocking with a GOAT. Ken Dow giving you motivation for growth. 2 toes down, he keep it realer than most. He do it for the culture, that's always the goal. Giving inspiration through information, providing liberation with conversation, giving fresh insight for elevation. Cause he knows this is how we reach our greatness. And he riding with the people of all walks of life, cause we all kinfolk. So when one win, we all win. So we all in. This is how we build community, you dig? So tap in, I will do it now. You want answers, we will break them down. The most informative place around. This is Strategic Moves with Ken Dow. This is Strategic Moves with Ken Dow. This is Strategic Moves with Ken Dow.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You tuned in to another episode of Strategic Moves. I'm your host, Ken Dow. This is a place where we bring art, culture, politics, and business all together, and we do it every Tuesday right here at the WOVU 95.9 FM studio. But when I'm not shooting this podcast, I am the owner of Strategic Resources, where we specialize in political campaigns, government, and public relations work. I've been doing it all around the city for over 25 years. Met some interesting people along the way, and I want to make your next move a strategic move. So this program gives me an opportunity to do just that. I bring in some of the people that I met. We come on, we talk about some of our experiences, and maybe, just maybe, it's something you'll get out of it that'll help you with your business or your personal life. So if that sounds like something you'll be interested in, all I need you to do is call in to 216-271-0959 to be a part of the conversation. Or you can hit us up on our social media links and you can leave us a comment. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well so that you know the next time this program is coming in. So now, without further ado, we're going to get started in our program this week. We got a big program headed for everybody, and I think that we are going to have a great time today. So as we tune in to this, settle in, I was getting a little discombobulated for a minute. Now I done got settled in a little bit. Now we all good. I got a couple of guests in the studio. I got one guest in the studio today, and we're going to talk with him. But before I do that, I want to talk to Lateef. He is, shout outs to our engineer on the scene and the person who helps keep things going. Also going to give a shout out to my engineer, Unicorn, who keeps things rolling in here. She is the silent assassin. That's what we're going to call her on our program. She's a silent killer. She keeps everything moving as we get going. And so what's up, Lateef? What's going on, son?
Man, you never know what happened to me, man.
Oh,
all I got to do is say, scam alert, scam alert.
Oh, here we go. What happened?
Oh, my goodness.
Now,
I'm over here minding my own business, running some errands and whatnot. And why did I get a call from what was supposed to be Customs and Border Protection? Talking about we got evidence of you running packages from Mexico and you're connected to two addresses in El Paso, Texas. And I had to take notes. Let me see. Let me go to my notes. Okay. So now the initial lady that was talking to me, she had a real deep, Latin accent, like she was, from that area, Texas, California. But her name was Sarah Maloney. Badge CBP 6587. So these scams are going real deep. They're giving you like what's supposed to be real information. And they kept going on. And I was almost falling for it. But then he was like, well, let me put my superior on the phone. And it was a Nigerian accent but his name was Walter J. Siebert. So they kept going, and they said, well, we're not allowed to ask you your personal information, your social security number or the last four of your, bank account or anything, but we have all these accounts, and we just want to see what account that you use so we can differentiate from the people that are sending packages in your name. And we just want you to tell us how much is in your account. And you know what I did? Click. Hung up on
I'm about to say, man, how come you stood in there that damn long? Excuse me, you almost had me say something on this radio, man. I'm sitting there like, Latif, and when you gonna hang up on these guys, man? I mean, come on. As soon as he called and you heard that accent, and you knew you didn't send no packages to Mexico, man. Come on,
back
really?
and forth from Mexico to Texas.
I mean, come on. Yeah, and
then they used an old Akron address that I had, and I was just like,
I told them.
But when they asked for that, how much is in your bank account? That was an immediate click.
Yeah,
but I just wanted to see how far the scam went. Far this time.
Far because you let it. All because you let it.
It's like you.
Come on.
Now that's gonna be the thing. The border and custom. So hey, everybody out there listening to us, be wary if anybody calls you and say they're border and custom protection, especially if you not, have anything associated with that. No relatives or no reason to have that. Be wary of that because they are running a scam about border and custom protection. The border and custom protection scam. Just alerting y'all out there.
Beware of all scams. when they call my phone, the number I don't recognize, and I give them this. Hello? Click. That's it. That's it. You get a 2 hello. Because when you get that long pause,
yeah, I hang up on those all the time.
You know what's coming next. So it's just gone to give them the hang up. Click. I'm done with you. So let's move on to some local news, Latif. We're going to talk about some stuff that's really affecting folks in a real way. And that's it. I'm not going to shortchange what happened, but folks hang up on those people. Now, here goes something that's really good. Here goes some good news. Let's start with some good news. The good news is that we have a young lady who she was on our program about a week or so ago. And on our program, she was talking about a program that she does. It's 1,000 Ties that she puts together for young men. And she has another program, Jawan Smith. She was on our program and she came on the radio and she doing a lot. She wrote a book and a few other things that she's really out here doing to help young men and people get into college. She have a program to help young people get into college. Big, want to give her a huge shout out because she received an award today from Fox 8 News, which was a huge award. Won a nice present. Cash prize that they gave her. Her son was in on it and surprised her and told her that she was a winner. But what's most impressive by her being a winner here, she gets to go to California, where she's going to be in with other winners across the country from other affiliates, and hopefully she'll win it all, and that'll be a huge honor. And so I wanted to just really give her a shout out because one, she was on our program first, and we had a chance to shout her out and congratulate her for everything she's doing. Keep up the good work. I was really proud when I saw her up there today. I was really happy, and so that's a good thing. So we want to give shouts out to Jawan Smith.
And anybody, if you're not subscribed to our channel, the Ken Dow Strategic Moves Podcast, go on YouTube right now, subscribe. We got plenty of videos up there. We got some current shows we just dropped. Cordell Stokes is up there and a lot others. So make sure you go to your YouTube on your phone, your computer, and subscribe to our channel because every Thursday we're dropping a new show.
And it's free. Thursday. It don't cost you anything. All you have to do is subscribe. And when you subscribe, what it does, it'll give you a notification to let you know when our show's coming out. So you should subscribe to the program and hit that little bell that's up at the side. And you'll know it's all free and it'll keep you up to date with everything we're doing. Also, I want to talk a little bit about this Cleveland City Council approved a resolution yesterday condemning cuts to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank, which is huge. I don't know if everybody knew about that, but they were making huge cuts. our president has now decided that he made some cuts in agriculture department. And I believe they said there was some shipments. It says canceled 20 shipments of food that was going to be coming here to Cleveland.
Wow.
That's 20 shipments of food. And I know people, if you remember what was going on during the COVID season, how the food bank of Greater Cleveland was out there week after week feeding thousands of people who were lining up to come through there, and how important that food bank came through for folks when things got tight. So now they're making cuts, and in making these cuts, they actually turned and canceled 20 shipments. Man, that's a lot of food.
So
and a lot of food.
Where does that food go?
I guess it's going back. Who knows? I don't know what they're going to do with it. And that's part of the problem. You have farmers who saying their crops are going bad because they're not able to harvest these crops and all of those things. So that's a huge thing that's going on in Cleveland. I want everybody to know that props goes out to Cleveland City Council for putting out a resolution that they're going to be asking state representatives and the state to work with the state of Ohio and others, and supporting our congressional leaders and others in the fact of trying to speak out against that. And people say, what can I do? That's where we keep talking about now, where we say you need to get with some of these organizations that's doing some of these protesting. If you want to make some phone calls to not the congressperson here, you need to be calling the Republican side of the hall, some of those people, and tell them, because you just preaching to the choir when you call your Democratic leaders. They get it. They got the message. You need to be calling the Republican side of the hall, who's the people who are actually making these decisions that's doing that. So if you want my opinion, now you can do what you want to do in this station. We on every side. So I'm going to say it this way. Call both sides if that's what you choose to do. But one side is leaning a little bit more than the other. So you make that, you got as much time as you got. So if you want to make your time worth it, call the side that's giving you the most resistance. Let's start there. Then let's work our way across the board.
Work your way backwards.
Work your way backwards. All right. And also in the news today, our council president, Blaine Griffin, is in the news. Blaine Griffin has put out a poll. He said that he wants to run. He's thinking about running for mayor. He's trying to get a pulse of the city, what's going on with some of the people here. He put a poll out that says whether himself, it looked like Nina Turner, as well as Justin Bibb is in the polls to run for mayor. And he also got a bunch of questions that appear to be for city council. So from talking with him, because in all fairness, he's somebody I know, so I had the opportunity of talking to him. His whole fairness with him with this is to get a pulse of everything. He really wanted to get a sense of what is going on in the city. He wanted to know how people feel about him, how much name recognition does he have. He believed that city council has a bad rap, and the fact that people blame city council for most of the failures that happens in the city, or for a lot of the failures that mainly falls on maybe the other side of the hall in some cases, and people kind of got it twisted. So he wanted to see what the public thinks. So if you want to get in on that conversation, you want to tell me what you think, all you got to do is call in 216-271-0959. Blaine Griffin, Nina Turner, Justin Bibb. That's on the conversation.
I got one big shout out.
What's that?
One of my favorite artists is in town, Mary J. Blige.
Yo.
She's going to be at Rocket Arena. So
If
you listening, Mary J. Blige, we love you in Cleveland. So
she's at the Rocket?
She's at the Rocket.
I saw her at the Rocket before, man.
Neo and Mario. And Mario's opening up. The last time I seen her in Atlanta. She has a Strength of a Woman kind of festival. She does a 2-day festival. And I went out there 2 years ago in 2023, and it was really good. She did all her hits, but she brought in a lot of, other stars that did stuff with her. So shout out to Mary J. Blige, man, an icon in the R&B music industry.
She's been doing it for a while, and I don't know if I want to go all the way to the Rocket to see Mary.
I was thinking about grabbing a ticket, to be honest.
Well, don't grab one for me. But,
okay, I'll save my money.
Save your money on me. Take somebody who might enjoy it. And that's not that I don't enjoy Mary J. Blige, because I do. Like all her hits, play her music all the time. I said I don't know if I want to go to the Rocket to see Mary J. I like to see Mary J. I done seen her do a lot of intimate concerts and some of those where she really into those and that. I like to see her there. I don't want to be at the Rocket.
Now, the last time she did an intimate show was at the MGM.
Yeah,
that was really nice.
Listen, Mary J. Blige should have a what do they call those things in Vegas? A residence?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now she should definitely have a residence. Now she do that, she should do very well, and I would do that. You see what I mean?
We'll fly out there for that.
Yeah, because that's Vegas.
Yeah,
that's Vegas.
There's
a lot to do out there. So yeah, I would do that. Hey, so we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we got a guest in the building. He's gonna talk to us and educate us a little bit on real estate. My man Jermaine Brooks is in the house, and he's going to talk a little bit about real estate and a project that he's doing right here in the city of Cleveland. So when we get back, we'll do that. So stay tuned.
Cleveland, this is your show, your topics, and your voice. Join in for What's on Your Mind Tuesday on 95.9 FM WOVU. Call in or comment on social media. Let's make this conversation unforgettable. Streaming live on WOVU.org.
Are you ready to take control of your finances and build a better future? The Phoebe Foundation presents the All Things Money Workshop, a free, interactive financial workshop designed for everyone, no matter your economic background. Join us as we dive into the essentials: budgeting, smart spending, saving, investing, debt management, and even wealth building. Learn how to create a realistic budget, manage your credit, and make confident financial decisions that set you up for success. All of this is for free, May 22nd and May 29th. And once you complete the workshop, you'll get access to personal financial coaching opportunities. Don't wait. Secure your spot today. Visit phoebefoundation.org, the All Things Money Workshop, because financial freedom starts with knowledge. See you there.
This message is brought to you by the Phoebe Foundation and WOVU 95.9 FM. Our voices united, mission-driven 24/7.
Looking for a community that truly cares? Look no further than East End Neighborhood House. For over a century, they've been empowering families, supporting seniors, and uplifting children with programs designed to help our community thrive. And here's some exciting news. This summer, East End Neighborhood House is expanding, opening a brand new child care location in East Cleveland, because every child deserves a strong start in a safe, nurturing environment. But that's not all. Their senior department is open Monday through Friday, excluding Thursday, offering activities like bingo, sewing, exercise classes, and their food pantry day. Plus, their wisdom keepers enjoy field trips and engaging events that keep them active and connected. Are you 55 years of age or older? Join our foster grandparent program, where you will be able to mentor and tutor kids in schools and nonprofits, making a real difference in their lives. And for families needing extra support, our Neighborhood Family Support Services team is here to advocate and connect you with resources to keep families strong and together. East End Neighborhood House, where community comes first. Visit EENH.org to learn more. That's EENH.org. This message was brought to you by East End Neighborhood House and WOVU 95.9 FM. Our Voices United, a Burton Bell Card community radio station.
It's Alicia Ellis with Futureland 365. Happy birthday, WOVU. Mission driven 24/7, 7 years on the map. Proud to be a partner with y'all. Keep kicking it with us. Futureland 365 coming soon.
What's up, Cleveland? It's time to turn up the conversation. Tune in to the Strategic Moves with Ken Dow Radio Show for What's on Your Mind Tuesdays. Call in, comment, and connect on 95.9 FM WOVU, WOVU.org, and hit us up on social media. Let's go.
All right. We're back. And in the house today, I got a gentleman who came aboard, and he is somebody who has been working in the city of Cleveland doing some things. I met him through actually my daughter. My daughter came back from college and decided to get her real estate license and wanted to get into the real estate field. And she met this gentleman and she said they call him a rainmaker. I'm like, what the heck is a rainmaker? She was like, that's what he is. This dude, he's in this place and he does a lot of real estate and he's at the top of his field in our place that I work at. And I think he's a good guy you should bring on the podcast and talk to him. So I did some research on him because there's a lot of people selling real estate, and doing things, but he has a project and some things that he's doing in the community. He's not only a real estate investor, he's actually a community guy where he's involved in a lot of civic things and stuff that's going on in the community. Found out he's connected to a few organizations and things that I like and I'm connected with. And he has a real big project that he's going to come on and talk to us about and tell us what he's doing over on the east side of Cleveland. We're going to talk about development and all of that kind of stuff for a little bit. So everybody in the house, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Jermaine Brooks to our program. Ooh, what's happening, brother? What's going on? Latif, what's happening with our applause, man? I thought we had applause and all that. What's up? We're going to do that again. There we go. There we go. There we go. Make my man feel at home.
Yeah, that make it feel official.
They feel official. Yeah, feel official. There you go. Mr. Brooks, thanks for coming on the program.
No, thanks for having me. And thanks for inviting me here because I didn't even know this gym was here.
Oh, yeah. Most people don't, man. They ride right past it, like you say, man. And not only is it a place, but it's a nice place.
No, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, they did a really good job in here and doing some really good stuff here, man. So, and I appreciate them giving us an opportunity to be one of their people on their station. So, Jermaine, tell everybody a little bit about you, what you do. I want you to slide up a little bit. Get a little closer to the mic. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, tell everybody what you do, because you grew up here in Cleveland and all of that. Just give us a quick one, then we want to jump into that program.
All right. Yep. Grew up in the Cleveland area, graduated from Warrensville Heights High School, the Tigers, in 1993. From there, went to Allegheny College, to Eastern Michigan, and then back to Cleveland after playing football for a second.
I was about to say, you went down there and played football, right?
Yeah. Okay. I came out in 97 from Eastern Michigan, then got cut from everybody. So. That was the duration of the NFL career. I was the guy that came in, did well, didn't get on the field, and got cut.
Wow!
But the relationships I built and just being in the locker room and hearing those things, and that was the reason why I got into real estate.
So you got drafted?
Nah, didn't get drafted. I was a priority free agent.
Okay.
And went to Baltimore.
Okay.
Yep, 97. But went there, got sliced, traveled around.
Did you at least get to meet Ray Lewis?
He came after me, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ray Lewis came after
actually, you? Our nose guard, Lionel Dalton, was on that Super Bowl team.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I enjoyed that journey with Lionel.
Okay. I got you.
As I was sitting on the couch. But it worked out well. It worked out well.
Excellent. All right. And so you came back from there. You said you worked for the city for a little while?
Yeah. So interesting journey. I got into real estate because, like I said, in the locker room, it was all, what do you do with your money? What do you do with your money? Invest in real estate, but nobody told you how to do it.
Okay.
So when I got back in Cleveland about 98, 99, that was when it was booming here. That's when you can do everything. It was stated income, no money down, refis and everything like that. All the issues that put us into the situation we were in 04, 05. But I remember I got 4 houses at the same time, 1 closing, no money down, and walked away with checks.
Hold on, it just gave me a flashback. I remember you told me about your first deal, right?
Yeah,
that was your first deal, right? I just had a real flashback.
First deal. That's what I did. You couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was the man. Didn't know anything, and that was the detriment.
Wow.
But that was my first taste in the real estate. I actually, my grandfather had. He was like one of the first black grocers in Cleveland. So he was located on 93rd and Nelson. It used to be Ward Square Deal. Then it turned into General Persuasions. Then it turned into the Smooth nightclub.
Okay.
So I was down there helping him. He was the entrepreneur of the family and was in business there. And then that's when the housing market started getting all crazy. And my mom always worked for the city of Cleveland. She worked for the city of Cleveland after she left St. Vincent Charity Hospital, had been there for 30 plus years.
Okay.
And she said, Jermaine, it's time for you to get a job. So my mom and my grandmother was always 9 to 5. You need a 9 to 5.
Right.
And my grandfather and my father was always entrepreneurship. So it was always that constant struggle. But my mom is the one who told me to come down to the city of Cleveland, fill out an application. They have a program that helps entrepreneurs and see if you can get some help with your houses, because I was losing them.
Right.
And I went down there, and that office was the Office of Equal Opportunity. That's where they did the minority, female-owned business certifications and everything like that. And they actually tried to get more small businesses into government contracting and procurement.
Okay.
I got help there. And then I said, while I'm here, I might as well sign up. So I went down there, did the civil service exam, put a resume in, and ended up getting hired in that department. And that started my work with the city of Cleveland. And I worked there 13 years.
Wow. So you did 13 years before you became an entrepreneur.
Well, I was doing that on the side. So I was always an entrepreneur, doing little things on the side, business ventures, still doing real estate. And I just loved the fact on how the city was working. I came in up under Mayor Jackson, and I was in, like I stated, the Office of Equal Opportunity. So I did certifications for the minority business enterprises, the female business, all the alphabet super certifications that was supposed to allow you access into government procurement.
Okay.
So like every project, if we're buying toilet paper to toothpicks, you're supposed to have some type of participation on it for minority companies. And this was something I struggled with when I was into my real estate and trying to get help and things like that.
Right.
So I figured I would be the bridge to the community. So I was out in the community doing that and realized that there was a lot of opportunities in the city.
Right.
And I loved the fact that I was there. I was able to meet different business owners throughout the whole city, the county. I was able to meet the policy makers as far as the city councilman. I understood the government side of it. And it was a learning. It was 13 years of additional college.
Got you.
To be totally honest. Something that I really loved doing. But then it just came to a point where it was choose me and my dreams,
right,
or keep working for the city.
Well, that's where it becomes one got to give.
Yeah, one got to give.
One got to give if you're truly trying to get what you're trying to do.
Correct.
So tell me about how you get the title of Rainmaker.
All right. It's really what we call, like in the real estate industry, it's the evolution of real estate. First, it's you take your test, you go take your test, and then you're a sales agent. All right. So now you're a licensed sales agent. You're allowed to list, sell, and buy property and things like that. Now, as that business grows and it's just you, now you got to start building a team. And the Rainmaker is the team lead.
Okay.
So in the real estate industry, that's the team lead. And what we started doing was we started a team called the List, Sell, Buy team. And it's powered by Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan out in Pepper Pike.
Okay.
And that's where myself and my partner, Cliff Lewis, we grabbed a lot of Black agents who were just getting out of hondros, who didn't really know how to sell real estate and how to navigate the real estate industry, and began just teaching. Okay. So we started off as just a teaching team, and in an industry where it's hard, like most African Americans who get their license, this is first generation. And we're going against our competitors who second, third generation in real estate. I didn't know nothing about a realtor or real estate or housing or anything like that until I graduated college. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Where our counterparts are getting in when they're 16, 17, 18, because they're working with their mom, they're working with the grandparents and things like that. So we started our team just to add some help and some assistance to Black agents coming into the office. And that's just how simply it started. And it just took off from there.
I want you to talk to the people a little bit about your program. As the program that you're doing in the community with your container homes and that project. Give the folks a little bit of information about that.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's the evolution of real estate. So got my license, started a team, became a partner, owner, investor in Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. It's only a couple Black people in Ohio that have the opportunity to own a franchise of KW. So that was major. And then from there, that's where me and two of my friends from high school, we all were in the real estate industry, but we were working as a silos. Everybody was doing their own little projects. And it just came to the fact where my partner, Willie Levy, was like, why don't we get together and have more impact in the community? And at that point, that's when we started WRJ Developers, and started putting together projects in the city of Cleveland that could really have an impact. It's a big difference between going to renovate one house and then you flip the one house, then building a community. And one of the biggest things that I took from there is that in the height of my real estate, prior to 2014, my brother, Jason Brooks, and myself, we were doing flips. So we were getting the houses from the county land bank, fixing them up, renting them out to CMHA. And that was our whole business, program. From there, when I got licensed in 2014, I went to all my tenants who were on CMHA Section 8, and I got them pre-approved to buy their first homes. That made me feel really, really special. So that was one of our biggest visions when we started WRJ. How can we have the biggest impact in the community and cause a movement and get things really moving and push the needle? And that spurred us on. So right now, it's been a journey. We started in 2019, and it has been a journey. We've had 3 projects approved through City of Cleveland City Planning. The one was in Huff. It was the new Huff paradigm. We worked with Dan Bickerstaff with that one. We got that approved, and then after it was approved, we were told that City Council wanted to see it, envisioned it somewhere else. So that was the first smack. Like, oh my God, we spent all this money, and this is how this development stuff works. But we didn't let it break us. Right then and there, we got off the highway right on 72nd in St. Clair from leaving City Hall, and we stopped. And when we stopped right there, we realized that Gordon Park was right here. The lake was right there. And then all those old apartment buildings that we grew up riding past, going to Gordon Park on Sundays. Like, everybody remember that. And we were like, man, all these abandoned. And there was a shipping container sitting right back there. And we had already started looking into other ways in which we can compete with our counterparts as far as building. And one thing that we realized was, like, the bigger contractors, once they put their 10%, 10 to 15, some of them doing 20% overhead, 10% on top of, the subcontractors, 8% surcharge. We could not compete in building that. Couldn't get funding, couldn't get loans. So we started looking for other avenues. And we figured if we get the infrastructure there, then that's just like doing a regular renovation of a house. And that's how we came up with the shipping container concept. So it was like, the stars just aligned. We got off there. And then I had a client that was trying to sell 4 of those buildings right there. So I called him up, cut a deal with him right then and there, grabbed those 4 parcels. We seen the shipping container. We already had met some architects who were doing the shipping containers, and we just got busy on it right then and there.
Hey, what we're going to do is we're going to have Mr. Brooks. He's going to sit in here with us because he's here and he's had an interesting story, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But we're going to take a moment because I have a special guest. Also, when we get back from the break, who we're going to talk to, she is a contributor to our program, and she had a little difficulties with our connection this morning, and she's coming on right now. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that, and we're going to talk more with Mr. Brooks about his program and how you could get interested in that. But after the break, we're going to come back with former state representative Shayla L. Davis, and we're going to talk a little bit about representation here. She's our contributor, and she's going to give us a quick update about what's going on in the State House and things that we should watch out for coming up with us. When we get back from the break, we'll be right back.
Get ready, Cleveland. It's your turn to speak up. Call in and tell us what's on your mind. Join the Strategic Moves with Ken Dow Radio Show on 95.9 FM WOVU, or stream live at WOVU.org. Let's make your voice count. Let's go.
Saturday, April 12th, the But Sigma Gamma Rho is showing love to the amazing caregivers in our community with a free caregiver luncheon. Join us from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Fatima Family Center, 6600 Lexington Avenue, for a day of appreciation, support, and connection. Enjoy a delicious lunch, capture beautiful family portraits, hear inspiring caregiver testimonials, and get valuable information on free community resources to help you or someone you know is caring for a loved one. This event is for you and them. RSVP today by calling Frederick Knuckles at 216-342-5607. That's 216-342-5607. Let's come together to uplift and celebrate our caregivers. Saturday, April 12th from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. See you there.
This message was brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and WOVU 95.9 FM. Our voices united, mission driven 24/7.
Come on, y'all!
We got some big news, Cleveland. Your favorite community radio station, WOVU 95.9 FM, is now on iHeartRadio. That's right. No matter where you are, you can stream the voice of the village anytime, anywhere. Get all your favorite shows, the hottest community conversations, and the music that moves the culture. Now just a tap away on iHeartRadio app. So whether you're at home, at work, or on the go, take WOVU with you. Search WOVU 95.9 FM on your iHeartRadio app, because our voices matter 24/7. And so does the mission. WOVU 95.9 FM. Our voices united, mission driven 24/7. The voice of the community, a Burtonville Carr community radio station.
This message is sponsored by the Cleveland Office of Minority Health and WOVU 95.9 FM. The social determinants of health are factors such as education level, healthcare access, and economic stability that may adversely impact your health. While these factors may not be understood by you, some institutions and people understand them clearly and may use them to discriminate against you. The Cleveland Office of Minority Health can help you understand these factors and how they may adversely impact your health. Call us today at 216-664-4925 or online at clevelandhealth.org. We are here to help.
You hear the headlines, but do you know the impact? They make the policies, we break them down. Former Representative Shayla L. Davis is stepping in with the facts, focus, and fire.
All right, everybody, we're back to our program, and we in the studio today. I got Mr. Jermaine Brooks, and he's talking to us a little bit about what he's doing in real estate here. He's a friend of mine that came in to drop some information on us about what he got going. And also on here, we have our state representative, former state representative, Miss Shayla L. Davis in the house. How you doing today, Miss Davis?
I'm great.
Uh-oh, don't hear Miss Davis.
Uh-oh.
1 second. Let's see here. 1 second, Miss Davis. All right. So while we get Miss Davis together, we're going to continue talking here with Mr. Jermaine Brooks for 1 second. Latif is going to be working there to get Miss Davis back on the line. So, Jermaine, you was talking about putting together these properties over there on off of 72nd in St. Clair. Tell us about how many units you're building there and how is that going?
Yep. So right now we're building. We have access to about 25 parcels over there, in which we're building a multifamily home. So we're building 2-family units. One of the biggest impacts that we're trying to do is we're actually crowdfunding right now for the deposit needed to close the large loan. So we're asking people in the community if they want to be part of it to contact us. We're taking donations and bringing people in as far as equity partners, which is huge in rentals and everything like that. So we're doing equity partners. If you are interested in possibly, becoming one of our investor partners, just feel free to reach out to me. I can give my number, 216 224-4326. I'm pretty easy to get in contact with. I'm all over the place with my real estate and things like that. So I'm easy to find.
So what's that number again?
216-224-4326.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take a hot, quick break here. We're going to come right back. We're going to try to have Miss Shayla Davis on the line for us. 1 second. We'll be right back, people.
What's on your mind this Tuesday, Cleveland? Let's talk art, culture, politics, and business on the Strategic Moves with Ken Dow Radio Show. Call us on 95.9 FM WOVU. Stream live at WOVU.org or comment on our social media. Let's hear from you.
Looking for a community that truly cares? Look no further than East End Neighborhood House. For over a century, they've been empowering families, supporting seniors, and uplifting children with programs designed to help our community thrive. And here's some exciting news. This summer, East End Neighborhood House is expanding, opening a brand new childcare location in East Cleveland, because every child deserves a strong start in a safe, nurturing environment. But that's not all. Their senior department is open Monday through Friday, excluding Thursday, offering activities like bingo, sewing, exercise classes, and their food pantry day. Plus, their wisdom keepers enjoy field trips and engaging events that keep them active and connected. Are you 55 years of age or older? Join our foster grandparent program, where you will be able to mentor and tutor kids in schools and nonprofits, making a real difference in their lives. And for families needing extra support, our Neighborhood Family Support Services team is here to advocate and connect you with resources.
I didn't want to cut the man off. He was trying to get money. He crowdfunded.
Like, where community comes first. Visit EEH.org to learn more. It's This message was brought to you by Neighborhood House and WOVU 95.9 FM. Our Voices United, a Burton Belcar community radio station.
This is Rabbi. 7 years ago, WOVU 95.9 FM set out on a mission to amplify the voice of our community. And here we are today, stronger than ever. Happy anniversary to WOVU for 7 years, and to everyone who's been part of this journey. Together, we've built something truly special, and we're just getting started. Mission-driven, 24/7. Again, happy 7th anniversary, WOVU 95.9 FM.
No spin, no fluff, just straight talk on how policies hit your pockets, your communities, and your future. It's time for Policy in Motion. Let's go.
All right, we're back. We're back in the house today, and we have Miss Shayla L. Davis, former state representative, in the house. How you doing today, ma'am?
Can y'all hear me now?
I think we can hear you a little bit. We're trying to get your volume up a little bit louder so we can hear you, but I think you're in good shape. Can we hear you now? Can y'all hear it?
Good morning. Good afternoon. Well, it's afternoon.
Ms. Davis. So, State Representative, what I'm going to do is we're going to get our timing and stuff right. I want to appreciate you coming on. I don't want to keep messing up and going back and forth on this. I really appreciate you. She is a commentator on the program, and I'm having a difficulty with my internet on this thing right now and getting her on. So we're going to have her come on next week and get back to where we wanted to talk about. But I want to appreciate you coming on right now, and I don't want to keep holding you up. Okay?
Okay. All right. Take care.
Thank you a lot. We appreciate you coming on.
Bye-bye.
So what we want to do is, if anybody here want to get into the conversation, we're going to continue our conversation with Mr. Brooks, and we're going to find out, hopefully we'll figure out what that was all about. And next week we should be right back and getting these things worked out. So Mr. Brooks, want to get back with you. And you were talking about getting started. When you talk about building a container home, what exactly is a container home for folks out there who want to know? What is that?
Yeah, definitely. So a container home is the shipping containers that you see riding on the back of trucks, on trains, things like that. So it's the reuse and adaptive change to those in which you can turn those into housing. It's like playing Legos. It's really cool and fun. Yeah. So our current design, we're building 2 family homes.
Okay.
So each floor is 3 containers pushed together, cut the interior walls out, and then you have your whole exterior envelope pretty much.
Really? So you're taking an actual shipping container?
Yes, sir.
And they're putting installation and all of that on the walls and everything.
Yeah.
It seemed like once you put installation walls and everything, that's not a wide footprint.
It actually is huge.
Really?
So 3 containers together is like 960 square feet. So that's pretty big. We have 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, and then it's an open floor concept. Really, really nice.
How big is one? What's the square footage on that?
Ours are 960 square feet.
That's a 2-bedroom?
Yep, 2 bedroom, 2 bath.
So what's the largest you can build on one of those?
The sky's the limit.
I guess you can just keep putting them together, like you said.
You keep stacking them together. We also have approved on East 72nd on the main thoroughfare. We got approved for a 64-unit apartment building there.
That's going to be
made out of shipping containers. We are revisiting that fall of this year.
So why shipping containers? I mean, you can build houses. Why shipping containers? It seems like, is there that many shipping containers out here? That's what the deal is?
Yeah, there's a lot of shipping containers that need to be used. One of the connections that we have now is that there are a lot of people who have shipping containers come here to the port, and then they don't need them anymore, and they just sit. So we are actually working with a broker now who brokers those out, so we can know when they're coming in, 1 trips, and then we use them.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. Huge business. Never thought about it until, like I said, we were just trying to figure out a way that we can have that we can be competitive with our counterparts.
So is the outside framed around it, or is it looks like a shipping container?
You can actually see the corrugated metal, and then we have designs in which we have some of the wood facets to make designs and things like that.
So how much is one of those things costing?
The total for our development, a duplex is costing us about $333,000 to build. So that's like $140 something per unit.
So it's about $300,000 to build a.
Yeah, $148 per unit or something like that. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the housing market here in Cleveland. Let's get into that a little bit, because you just blew my mind when you just told me what a duplex costs these days. Good Lord, $300,000.
Right.
So how is the market, man? I've been hearing it's going up and down. My daughter, she goes in and out of the thing. She didn't jump on it as much as she liked, but she had her share of it. But what is the market like in Cleveland? Is this a good time to buy a house?
All right. This is what I tell all my clients right now. It is still a seller's market. All right. And the reason why it's still a seller's market is because inventory is low. The city of Cleveland is still suffering from when we had our neighborhood stabilization funds come to Cleveland, and what we did was demo a lot of properties. That's why we got all of these lots and things like that, especially in the city of Cleveland proper. And lack of inventory urges the prices to go up. So now, as far as
that's Cleveland, that's everywhere.
That's everywhere. It's everywhere. I know personally, just from the city of Cleveland, when I worked there, we demoed a lot of properties.
Well, yeah, I know there's nothing really left in Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's why when they say that the voting numbers are low and this is low, and that's because I'm a true believer in the fact that that's because there's nobody living there.
Right.
Like you say, the housing market is down, and I just don't think there's nobody there.
Yeah. So that's one of the biggest things of why we really got into trying to figure out what kind of concept we could put on these empty lots. That's huge. We got to get people need houses. There's a lot of people. It's the funny thing about it, it's harder to rent a house now than to purchase.
Really?
Let that sink in. Yeah, you need a 580 credit score right now, and you can go purchase a home with down payment assistance. And some banks are doing 9K, some doing 15, some doing 20K towards closing. To go rent a house, you need upward of a 680, 700 credit score. You need deposit, first month, last month, and they go run a background check on you. And they go do a credit check. Right. So, you come out better fixing your credit getting you a 580
right.
and going to buy something.
Interesting.
No, that's serious. That's
now is it costing as much to? Is it still costing cheaper to buy than it is to rent?
I would say yes. The entry into purchasing a house right now is definitely cheaper than renting. I have 2 case studies that I just closed on last week. One guy who's renting a house, his credit wasn't up to par, but the property manager allowed him to still move in, but he had to double down on his deposit.
Okay.
So he ended up spending close to $8,000 to get into a rental. Then I had 2 people close on a house, one in Garfield and one in Bedford, and walked away with a check. And now they own the house.
So let me ask you this, as it relates to trends. Is there more people moving downtown Cleveland? What's the market like moving downtown? I got this thing, and I think we even talked about this at one point, where we talked about that they're building all these new houses and things downtown, and they're giving out these big tax abatements on these properties and things, and people are moving into these things. But as soon as that tax abatement is just about up, or a year or 2 before it's up, they're getting up out of there.
Right.
And leaving the property, and so it leaves the property in a position that it may not be quite as attractive for the next people buying it, or maybe not even affordable. What's your thoughts on that type of movement that's going on?
Yeah, I'm seeing from my lens, I'm seeing a lot of people, and it's funny because there's a lot of older people. So I see a lot of older people who are downsizing, who are selling in the suburbs, selling their property now, catching a windfall, and then moving downtown.
Really?
Yeah, it blew my mind too. But yes, I'm seeing a lot of that, and they'll get a condo or an apartment, and then it's a walkable and things like that. So we are seeing that. I'm definitely seeing that. As far as with the 15-year tax abatements, we're seeing that as well, that those properties that are now coming to fruition, in which the abatement is ending, now those prices for those homes tend to be a little bit lower.
That's interesting. You saying more senior, or not senior, but older people are longer homeowners are moving downtown. I don't think I would want to live downtown.
You got to think about it. Once all the kids are out of the house, they're grown, everything like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It sounds good.
You got the big house that's just sitting there.
Yes.
With all the equity in it, because it's still a seller's market.
Beautiful times.
But it's hard to go find something else. Yeah. And then they just going downtown. Like one of my frat brothers who stays downtown, he walks to the game, season ticket holder with the Cavs, season ticket holder with the Guardians and the Browns.
Yeah.
Stays right smack down.
You got people that's like that. You really are. I mean, I can see it. Go ahead.
No, I was just wondering if my mic was on. It's crazy. Now, if somebody gonna sell their house and move downtown, and if their house is paid off, they're not basically paying a mortgage. Why would they want to sell their house and then pay rent? I don't get that.
Because a lot of people are downsizing now.
Okay.
And if you invest that money wisely, now you're doing a lot better.
Maintenance
kills you. HOAs
kills you. You get older. You don't want to cut the grass no more. You don't want to paint.
And then it's just a lot of house.
And like I said, it's a lot of house. Something break where you used to be able to fix it. Now you got to call somebody. It's the maintenance. It's usually for a senior. It's the maintenance.
Yeah.
Now, are there condos for sale downtown? Like, can you buy a condo or?
Yeah, they got condos for sale. They got penthouses for sale.
They
got a nice mix of, and a lot of the new construction and things that's going on downtown is extremely exhilarating. They got huge penthouses, 1 bedrooms. That's pretty affordable. Things like that.
Are you in on that Bedrock project they talking about doing?
You know what? I would love to partner with them. Actually, they have it's an event coming up. And I'm definitely going to be there for that event, just to meet and greet and things like that. One of the biggest things that the city is urging is for, like with the community benefits agreement and everything like that, is for smaller developers like myself to be able to team up with the Bedrock, just as far as the mentoring, learning, and things like that. So that is something that I'm pushing myself to want to be involved in.
So I'm going to ask you a question here. And this is a tough question because we're a tough program and we got to ask tough questions.
Understood.
Do you think the city has done a good job in doing community development over the last, we'll say the last 10 years?
No.
And tell me some of the failures.
I'll say this. They have not. And I think the biggest issue was they didn't understand the shifts in the market.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you go back, like you said, 10
we go
years.
10 years. That's why I ain't picking on one
10
person.
Years ago,
We're around at 10 years.
Yeah, and that's perfect time because it's 25 now, so that's 15. 15, you already know what happened in 2015. And what we did with our neighborhood stabilization money was knock down all the houses.
Okay.
Right? So if you were in a planning and had a strategic plan, then you would know that we're going to need some houses really soon. So then you would have took off all the guardrails to make development and things like that easier in the city of Cleveland.
But when part of that, they were saying that you had all these developers and investors coming in and buying up properties, not really fixing them up good, selling them at high prices. And that was a reason to the fall, right?
That definitely was. And that still took place. Now, you can see the tides turning.
Okay.
The city of Cleveland started, I think it's called Citizens First or Housing First or something like that, which is pretty much point of sale for the city of Cleveland.
I was going to ask you about that. Do you think that's going to work in the city of Cleveland, man?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. If the city has enough people to do it right now, the biggest issue we're seeing on the real estate side is it's slowing up transactions.
It's slowing up. I mean, the city's slow enough. Now they're going to throw a point of sale. Are they going to be able to man that or legally, people can put all kinds of laws out, but are you going to be able to get out there and make it work?
That's one of they have been extremely upfront in stating that they know that the process has a bottleneck and they're looking to hire more people to get in there.
That right there, they don't understand how that just tears up 80% of all real estate transactions, right?
Yeah, and it happened abruptly too.
Right,
it was like the law had passed like 24, but it wasn't really in practice. And then the horror story I had was it was December 24, and I had like 4 or 5 properties due to close. And then what happens is you need a city disclosure in order for the property to transfer.
Okay.
So when the title company calls the city to get the city disclosure, that prompts them to say, is the property vacant or is it occupied? If the property is vacant, then you got to pay for a vacant property certification. That then triggers the point of sale. So then they go out and give you a point of sale, and now you got a whole list of stuff. So now the buyer has to assume those violations. And
they give you a timeline.
And they give you a timeline. But and on the other part, if it's rented, now they make sure you got your rental registration.
Right.
And if you got your rental registration, you got to have your what? Your lead certification.
So they getting all the money.
Right. So if you don't have that, now you're really in the pickle.
Yeah.
So that's what the issue was. But I know I got about 10 or 15 investors now that's waiting on lead clearance and things like that. The city has stated that they're hiring more people to get those processed and things like that. But it did bottleneck the whole.
Because like you say, every step of the way is another hurdle. So it's lead, that's a hurdle. When you get into the point of sale, that's a hurdle. And all the other stuff. And if I want this house and Uni want this house and we up there bidding on it and it's tight, and that right there is the make or the break it sometimes. Right. Now, I'm not 100% against it in theory. No, I understand why. In theory, I understand.
It works down the line.
It works down the line. Right. And so I don't want to be one who will just say, "Oh, you just against." No, I understand the theory. It's like one of them Band-Aids, like you say, they ripped it off.
They did. It was a straight rip off. This is new life, and figure it out.
Hey,
but
go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish because I'm gonna let you close this out.
It's been a journey. We're starting to see some of those things take place that like the city knew it was an issue,
right?
So they're open, they're acknowledging it.
That's good,
and that was the biggest thing that as far as me being an agent. All right, acknowledge it. Let's try to fix it and let's keep it moving because people are getting out of it quick. Those investors that flew in here, came in here. don't like it.
They
at
don't
all.
like it at all.
All right.
But how they like? Well, here we go. We're gonna talk quickly. How they like it for Cleveland Heights and Shaker, but don't like it for Cleveland?
Because they got a bigger ARV at the end.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's always about that bottom line.
Bottom line number. That's what they
It's
come
always
down
about
to.
that bottom line. Hey, Jermaine, I want to thank you for coming on the program, man. We get ready to get up out of here, man. I'm gonna let you give us the last food for thought, closing thoughts, man. Anything you want to say that's on your heart. Make sure you give again how people can reach you and how they can get in touch with you about those container properties you're building and all of that before we get out of here. So, brother, go ahead.
Yep, that'll work. Jermaine Brooks, 216-224-4326. If you're interested in investing, becoming an investor partner in our project off 72nd in St. Clair. And all I really want to say is that prior to the show going on, it was talking about like people getting together, stop working in silos. Our Black community here in Cleveland needs to band together. Right now is a great opportunity for developers, people who are interested in real estate, to actually come in, make money, but it's not about making money. It's about creating a legacy, creating generational wealth. And it's possible right now in this timing with the amount of money that has hit this city for development, real estate, land development, and things like that.
WOVU LP Cleveland.
Bittersweet Beetlejuice.